Alright, News Tactical back with another video.
Post review. 2 weeks spent with every knife, if not more.
You ain't that.
So, 3 Camillus. Camilluses.
Camilli.
Camilli?
Camilli.
I'm going to start off right away and just say, these were the cheapest of Camillus. I mean, I feel like that should be stated right away. But we will dive right in, starting with the first one, and that was the Camillus Horizon. This guy got the stamp.
Yeah.
And for good reason. It was sharp straight out of the box. It is a nice sized blade. It fits the hand well. Only downside I'm going to say is you have to be willing to deal with the stainless steel handle, which means you're going to have extra weight.
Yeah,
I really did not notice the weight. I enjoyed the length of the pocket clip, how it fit in my pocket, everything about it. I really enjoyed this knife, aside from that, just a little bit too heavy.
My biggest complaints, besides the weight, are the smoothness of the handle, too. There's no, even though there's grooves, there's no real texture to it. It's just, it's a little slippery. So, those are my main complaints about it. Really my only complaints about it. Other than that, I mean, this is a solid blade, and this is the first one we reviewed.
Mm-hmm.
So, in my mind, I was like, damn, Camillus, we kind of put on the back burner, and they turned out to be a solid-ass knife.
The Camillus LK6. A little stubby. A little chubby. Not a fan. Just didn't do well in the tests. Didn't feel right in the hand. The size, the grip. You had the pocket clip to deal with, and it was getting in the way of your grip. I don't know. It was overall... Wasn't impressed by it. There was...
I can't stop you on. Sorry.
For real.
Don't tell him, I promise.
There were just certain tests that this knife just didn't do. Just did not succeed at all.
Kind of reminds me of a Skinner almost. You just got that nice little chubby short work blade. Not a big fan. It really doesn't fit in the hand well, like he was saying earlier. I'm totally missing the pinky here, which normally I can deal with. That's not a big deal. I guess if you use that, but I don't like that idea at all because one slip and you're cutting yourself.
The choil. New word for us. Choil.
Choil. Okay. I mean, and obviously they cut the blade out to here. It's obviously it's not sharp till right about that edge. So your finger is safe in there, and I mean, then you do get the full grip. But again, that sharper edge just kind of digs into your finger. So I don't know. And this one didn't throw it past a lot of the stuff we threw at it. Again, we know we beat the out of the blades. That's not a deciding factor on whether it's a good knife or a bad knife. Just kind of not our cup of tea type thing.
And then we come to the Camillus Dominator II, which really makes me worried about what the Dominator 1 looked like. Because overall, I felt it was hideous. The cowboy boot stir as a flipper, there was certain tests that it just didn't do anything on.
Yeah.
It just failed entirely. Afterwards, a little bit of the torture test gave it a little bit of blade play. I can honestly say, though, when it comes to that pocket clip, I must scrape the skin off my hand 3 or 4 times while carrying this in my pocket.
Why?
This guy right here, it's very sharp. It's just it peels the skin back so easily. So front pocket, back pocket, your hand would just run across it and just,
This looks like something out of Call of Duty,
meant to look cool, but it's not.
Street, it's just not a nice looking knife. Really uncomfortable. I don't know what they were thinking with this design. I kind of feel like they went from this to this. They tried to super lighten this one, which they did. This blade is extremely light, but it has no ergonomics to it. There's no your hand just doesn't fit around it the right way.
It looks to me like a father that designed a knife that his son drew.
It does look like it looks like a drawing of a knife, and you just made it into a real knife. This arm here is just god awful. That's just horrible. it just sticks out like that.
It's
Like
so
there's like
good.
I can't even come up with a word. Like you said, it's like a boot spur, or like it looks like it's like trying to shake your hand. Like, how you doing? This was the one that really kind of felt to everything, right? Like the box didn't really cut the paper. Yeah. So I mean,
And just progressively got worse.
if it's a gorgeous knife, feels great in your hand, just needs us to put a little bit of an edge on it, okay, that's a different story. But I don't know. This knife really has nothing going for it.
I did notice, due to COVID and several other scenarios, winter storms and everything, I had these knives for a lot longer than 2 weeks at a time. I caught myself every single time putting these two away and going back to the Horizon. It was just that good of a knife. Like, I just really, and even honestly, that opening, after all this time, the abuse that I put it through, you could see all the glue spots from where I've been cutting boxes nonstop. I just kept putting it through the ringer and it survived. I don't want this to be
A
like,
beat up.
no, I don't want it to be an opinion of Camillus as a company. This is one where it's like, I don't want it to judge because these were all under $25.
Yeah.
That's the other thing. We didn't try for a 45, a 60, like we
But
stuck
is
with,
that even available?
I don't even know. Yeah, I haven't even looked into that.
So like, if you guys watch the other videos, go back, check them out. Shameless plug. I got these on vacation. I was in a different Walmart in a different state, and I was like, "Yeah, let me see what they have in the knife department." Because I don't know, man. I see these things on Reddit where these guys are finding like Benchmade, Spyderco's,
Rat Model 2s for $6.
Yeah, I don't know what Walmarts they're going to. I wish I did because I would go to them, but I went in there kind of like with the idea of like, let me pick up something cool and it'll be like the vacation piece. Now that was like
5 months ago now.
I wasn't expecting much, to be honest with you. I really wasn't. And honestly, being that we got one solid knife out of it, I'm impressed.
I'm trying to keep an open mind because coming right out the gate, we had this guy, the Horizon.
Yeah.
So then it was just kind of like, but I'm keeping a positive mind that, like, still, guys, this was solid for its price. That's a great ass knife.
And it's when we say weight,
D2.
when we say weight, like you also kind of think like the weight has quality. Like this is that knife that you could like throw out the window, run it over with the car,
And honestly,
smash it. And
after
it's not
24 hours of carrying it, I barely noticed the weight.
Yeah.
It was non-existent after 24 hours.
But just as EDC, we got to touch on every subject.
Of course.
So other than that, there's not too much more to say about it. I'm not going to make it a bashing session. We learned our lesson. Some of our earlier videos, we kind of went in hard on them. These guys are kind of like, flea market knives to me. That they just, or gas station knives. You just put them off to the side. They're novelty pieces. That guy right there was a banger. So, Camillus does make a good product. We know they do. Maybe those are just their
Bottom of the barrel.
redheaded stepchilds. Yeah. Doesn't Les Stroud put his name on this stuff?
Yeah, we said that in the first episode. This is who makes his survival kit.
Yeah, so they have a quality product. And I guess just like every company out there, they're going to flop with a couple. Guys, subscribe, follow us on Instagram.
Hit the bell.
Like this?
Right there. Oh, right there. Otherwise,
New Age Tactical.
over and out.